Happier by Marshmello is going to be in standard tuning and capoed on the 1st fret. One point about this song is that the recording is driven by a lot of synthesizer. There's not a whole lot of guitar, but there is a prominent guitar part that comes in about halfway through the song. So what I'm showing you here is going to be a reflection of those ideas, but I think that you can also use this to carry along with the synths if you're wanting to play that as well. So I'll be showing you the basic verse and chord structure and then a differing bridge structure that comes in. For the opening chord, you're going to put your ring finger on the 5th string 4th fret relative to our capo. It's the real 5th fret, but I'm speaking relative to our capo. So the 5th string 4th fret, ring finger. Put your 1st finger on the 4th string 2nd fret. You can leave your 6th string open, and those are the main 3 notes right there. Now, because the 3rd string behind your 1st finger is not in the key of E, which is this is kind of falling together in, well, I guess technically key of F since we've got our capo, but since this open 3rd string can be a landmine, sometimes what I'll do to add an extra note that could be hit that wouldn't ruin the tone is I'll take my pinky finger and I'll lay it down on the 3rd string 4th fret, same fret as my ring finger, just on the 3rd string, and then I've got a prettier sound if I fall off of just string 6, 5, and 4. So this is the first note, and it's basically just being downstrummed from what I can tell. The next note is moving to a style of an E, or a relative E, but it walks to it by including this middle note. So from this first chord, what we're going to do is you're going to slide your ring finger up 2 frets to the 5th string relative 6th fret, and then you're going to put your 1st finger down on the 3rd string relative 4th fret behind it. And if your 1st finger wants to bar a little bit, that would be fine, because then you can keep going on these further strings if you're barred with your 1st finger along the relative 4th fret. So you'll hit that chord once, and then you'll move almost instantly into the next shape, which is this relative E chord. I've got my ring finger on the 5th string relative, the relative 7th fret. I've got my 2nd finger on the 4th string relative 6th fret, and my 1st finger on the 3rd string relative 4th fret, open 6th string. And those 3 chords are going to be coming together like. And then you're going to make another move with your 1st finger to help you walk into an A note. You'll pick up your 1st finger. Be careful in picking it up that you don't disrupt the open 3rd string, because that's that landmine. You don't want that. So be careful as you move your 1st finger to not disrupt and open the 3rd string. But you're going to move your 1st finger out of this E shape to the 6th string relative 4th fret. You'll leave your 2nd and ring planted where they are. You'll kind of strike that twice, and then you'll pull your 1st finger up 1 fret to the relative 6th string 5th fret, and take your pinky finger and lay it down on the 4th string relative, what would this be? Relative 7th fret. So that whole motion is coming together from start to finish like. And then before beginning the walk again, I can't remember if the guitar does this, but you can definitely hear the synth and the keys doing it. It walks up a full step out of this A to hit your relative B. So you're going to bring this shape and just move it up 2 frets. So you've got your 1st finger on the 6th string relative, the relative 7 fret. You've got your ring finger on the 5th string relative 9 fret, and. and pinky finger on the 4th string relative 9 fret. So one last time, coming together from start to finish. And then begin the cycle again, dropping back down to this first chord. You get the idea there. Whenever it goes to the bridge changes the tonality of these chords. The first chord of the bridge will be this. I'm taking my pinky finger and I'm putting it down on the 5th string relative 4th fret. I'm leaving my 6th string open. So open 6, 5th string, 4th fret with my pinky, and then I'm using my first finger to bar strings 4, 3, and 2 along the relative 2nd fret. So this is a style of an A chord. That will be the first chord. The second chord of the bridge is a really difficult chord to make. I've got my ring finger on the 6th string relative 4 fret. I'm putting my 2nd finger on the 5th string relative 2nd fret. I'm putting my first finger on the 4th string relative 1 fret. And then my pinky finger, I'm pulling all the way back up to the 3rd string relative 4 fret. And then as much as you could let strings 1 and 2 ring open, that sounds good behind it for the second chord of the bridge. So first chord is this sort of A note. The next chord is this, I guess this would be a type of A flat minor. Then the third chord is going to be a relative B note. I've got an open 6th string. I've got my first finger on the 5th string relative 2nd fret, ring finger on the 4th string relative 4th fret, pinky finger on the 3rd string relative 4th fret, open 2nd and 1 strings. The next movement in the bridge is to go to a relative C sharp minor. So we're taking this shape and just moving it up 2 frets. And I'm also usually adding my 2nd finger to the 2nd string, now relative 4th fret, to make it minor. First finger is on the 5th string relative 4 fret. I'm sorry, I said I was adding my 2nd finger to the relative 4 fret. It's being added to the relative 5 fret. First finger is going to be on the 5th string relative 4 fret. The ring finger will be on the 4th string 6th fret. Pinky finger will be on the 3rd string 6th fret, and then 2nd finger will be on the 2 string 5 fret relative to our capo. The next chord in the bridge, you can hear it do is this. The way that I'm making this chord is I've got an open 6th string. I've got my first finger on the 5th string relative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fret. I've got my ring finger on the 4th string relative 9 fret. I've got my 2nd finger on the 3rd string relative 8 fret. And then I've got an open 1st and 2nd string. That's the last chord that it hits before going back into the A. And the bridge comes together like the last time through the bridge right here, whenever it comes to the B, it just holds on the B. It doesn't go to any more chords, and then after a full kind of final count of that measure, you hear the guitar come back in with and hopefully that gives you an idea of how to approach this song by Marshmello.